Hey, folks, this is Wayne S. Pierce for the American Liberty Radio Network. How are ya? Oh, my God. Little tech issues this morning. I almost didn't get the podcast here for you guys. Now, it's a podcast. Somebody sent me a message saying, why are you doing a podcast, when Alex Jones is on? Well, I had no idea. So, anyway, what can I say? Anyway, hey, it's the 24th of July, 2017. How are ya? Hey, I got a tech question for you Mac users out there, all right? I need some interaction from you, so please interact with me. I have what is this? A Mac Mini. And I was just recording the podcast on it when it just suddenly decided that it wanted to shut down and restart. Now, I don't know what the problem was, but I had that problem about 6 months ago or so, and somehow when I upgraded or updated the OS, the problem seemed to have gone away, at least I thought. But now it's back for some reason. I don't know if it's overheated. I have no clue. So it's a Mac Mini. It's about 2 years old, 3 years old almost. And so I had that problem. So it just shut off and restarted. So anyway, I'm on my Windows-powered machine now, the workhorse machine that I use. And this one's not too much better, actually. So, but it's well enough to where I can do what I do, okay? I'm just saying. Hey, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to tell me to, take a flying leap at a rolling donut. Anyway, you can email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. If you need some voiceover work done, I can do that for you. Yes, I'm in one of those unique positions to where I need work. And then you guys are out there and you guys need a voice and I got a voice and you guys need stuff done. So let me know. I can do narration. I can do, a lot of stuff. So, give me a shout, man. Email me right here at the network at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. There you go. So, little shameless self-promotion there for you. So anyway, 24th of July, 2017. How you doing today? Oh my God. Can we just go to bed and start this whole thing over again? Can we? I mean, because it's one of those mornings. I'm grateful to wake up every morning and put my feet on the floor. Okay, this is like the after the life I've had from the age of 12 to the age of about 27 or something like that. I'm very, very grateful that I wake up every day. But sometimes I wake up, I look at the news, I look outside, I'm going, really? Can I just go back to bed? Can I? I mean, seriously. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope that things are working out for you today. And this is Monday, the 24th of July, 2017. See, I get, hell, I was writing something earlier and I put down 2014, something about fours today. I don't know. Anywho, let's get on with the podcast, shall we? You got any questions, please ask. Go to American Liberty Radio Podcasts on Facebook or email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. RT is reporting on the 24th of July, 2017, today, EU prepared to retaliate against Russia sanctions being prepared by U.S. Congress. Sanctions bill would fray U.S.-Russia-EU relations. That's not Trump. He's not looking to sanction Russia or the EU or any of that. That's not him. That's the people behind him. That's the fake Republicans. That's the fake Democrats who are all in one party called the Progressive Party. And that's just the way it is. Okay? Goes on to say, and this is from RT, the Kremlin-backed Russian television, RT.com, the EU should act, quote-unquote, within days if new sanctions the U.S. plans to impose on Russia prove to be damaging to Europe's trade ties with Moscow, an internal memo seen by the media says. Retaliatory measures may include limiting U.S. jurisdiction over EU companies. In other words, companies, that's self-explanatory, right? An internal memo seen by the Financial Times and Politico has emerged amid mounting opposition to a U.S. bill seeking to hit Russia with a new round of sanctions. The bill, if signed into law, will also give U.S. lawmakers the power to veto any attempt by the president to lift the sanctions. That right there, folks, tells you who's in charge, period. That right there tells you who is in charge. It is not the president, okay? Seriously. It's not the president. All right? I'm putting this up on my own Facebook page, Wayne S. Pierce, on Facebook, and I'm putting up the link to this because I want everyone to see it. And, whoops, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Now, my question is, though, pertaining to this one paragraph, is, and probably some of you have asked, okay, who's in charge? Well, let me read on. Shall I? There we go. Everything is up on my page. Let me share that on American Liberty Radio Podcast for you. So the question is, who's in charge? I'll tell you who's in charge. That would be the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, any of those descendants. It would be big business. It would be, you name it. I mean, it's a business. It's a business decision for the group of people who run Washington, D.C. to sanction Russia because, and I'll make this very clear, because Russia and now another country have kicked out the Rothschilds banking cartel. It's all about the money. It's all about who's going to make the best buck in the deal. Worldly, globally. Let me continue on with this. And it says the document reportedly said European Commission Chief Jean-Claude Juncker was particularly concerned the sanctions would neglect the interests of European companies. Juncker said Brussels, quote, should stand ready to act within days, unquote, if sanctions on Russia are, quote, adopted without EU concerns being taken into account, unquote, according to the Financial Times. The EU memo also warns that, quote, the measures could impact a potentially large number of European companies doing legitimate business under EU measures with the Russian entitles in the railways, financial, shipping, and mining sectors, among others, unquote. Big question here. Let me read that again because I want you guys to really focus on this. The Financial Times is reporting this other stuff, right? The EU memo. Let's just hold right there for a minute. Where in the world did these two places, and let me go back up here and tell you where it came from, or, where it went. The Financial Times and Politico. An internal memo seen by Financial Times and Politico. Where did they get it? who showed it to them. You gotta dig, Let me read this other paragraph. It says the EU memo also warns that, quote, the measures could impact a potentially large number of European companies doing legitimate business under EU measures with Russian entitles in the railways, financial, shipping, or mining sectors, among others, unquote, among others, which means the whole schmear of the, companies all over the EU, all over Russia. It's going to affect everybody. Okay, where did this memo come from? Who wrote this memo? Let me continue on here. Restrictions against Russia come as part of the countering. Let me learn how to talk, and then let me repeat this. Take two. Restrictions against Russia come as part of the Countering Iran's Destabilization Activities Act, targeting not only Tehran, but also North Korea. Initially passed by the Senate last month, this is all in the United States, the measures seek to impose new economic measures on major sectors of the Russian economy. Which means what? We're going to hurt them where it counts, right in the freaking wallet. That's the U.S., not President Trump. That's Congress, not President Trump. Congress is putting together this whole sanctioning of Russia and the EU, not President Trump. He's got a good relationship with Russia and with the EU. He himself, as a businessman, as the president of the United States, has a great ability to befriend these countries and affect these companies with the people that they employ. Okay? So it's not President Trump. It's Congress. This is why we need term limits, and this is why we need all of those freaking progressive congressmen, Republican and Democrat, out in the next election. All of them. Let's put normal people in there, like the baker down the street, or the store owner down the road. Why not put those people in Congress? They know what they're doing. They're in the trenches. They see it every day. These people in Congress right now are nothing but corporate shills writing and implementing laws to do what? There's laws there that they write that help them get away with stealing money from you, period. Let me go on. Let me read that again. Restrictions against Russia come as part of the Countering Iran's Destabilization Activities Act. Go look that up. I'm going to search it right now, and I'll tell you exactly what that is. But let me read the rest of this. It targets not only Tehran, but also North Korea. Initially passed by the Senate last month, the measures seek to impose new economic measures on major sectors of the Russian economy. The draft legislation would also introduce individual sanctions for investing in Gazprom's Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline project, outlining steps to hamper construction of the pipeline and imposing sanctions on European companies which contribute to the project. I'm putting this on American Liberty Radio podcast. I just want to say that there's two things that I see here. One, blackmail behind the scenes, but also a deliberate taking down of a country through economic means. What? The true definition of that is what? To me, that's financial terrorism. And our Congress is engaging in that. S722. It's a Congress. You can go to congress.gov and look this up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put this on American Liberty Radio podcast where you guys go look up. The bill directs the Departments of State, Defense, and Treasury and the Director of National Intelligence to submit a strategy every 2 years for deterring conventional and asymmetric Iranian activities that threaten the United States and key allies in the Middle East, North Africa, and beyond. Let me go put that on there on the American Liberty Radio podcast. I want you guys to see all this. I'm showing you everything. I was talking about a little while ago before the tech issues. I was talking about ignorant people, ignorant in regards to ignoring the obvious. Folks, this is the obvious right here in front of your face. Go click on that link on American Liberty Radio podcast for the 115th Congress summary of S722. Countering Iran's Stabilizing Activities Act of 2017. Go check that out. I'm not giving you bullcrap here, folks. I'm giving you, that's from congress.gov. That's from Congress, okay? Well, what are you seeing that's nefarious? What's wrong with it? Well, go look at it and draw your own conclusion. I'll tell you later, because I'm going to look into this myself, but I'll let you know, maybe tomorrow or the next day. Paul Joseph Watts at Infowars.com, 24th July 2017. There's a pastor out there right now, pastor of a church, says, senior Republican told me of a plan to take out Trump. Quote, you can read between the lines, unquote. An evangelical pastor claims he met with a senior Republican congressman who told him of a plot to, quote, remove Trump suddenly from office, unquote. During an appearance on Revival Ministries International, Rodney Howard Brown said he spent 3 hours, quote, from 9:30 in the evening until 12:30 a.m. with one of the senior-ranking members of Congress, unquote. The pastor said he related the same story on the CBN network, but, quote, they cut it out, unquote, and that he had decided, quote, to go public with this because we have to, unquote. I'm going to, and that's a bunch of quotes, I know, but I'll just put this on American Liberty Radio podcast and let you judge for yourself. There's a video there, folks. So check that out. I do believe, behind the scenes, within the Progressive Party, Republicans, Democrats, I do believe that there is a plan, things being done that literally mean that these people are putting together plans to take out Trump either through nefarious activities, clandestine activities, or by the end of his first term. Because look back in history, folks. Just check out history, okay? Just check out the history, all right? We have two pieces of history that show that when the president decides they're going to clean house, somebody has a different plan. Abraham Lincoln, who, yes, of course, it is well known that he engaged and implemented martial law in the United States through the Civil War because, you have to stop the enemy. You have to do whatever it is that you need to do. Was it a good thing? I don't think so, but that's history. It's part of history. Abraham Lincoln was taken out in April of 1865. Okay? So, in his second term, yes, he was reelected, folks, in his second term. Okay? I could have overlooked something there, so please correct me on that. But also we have, in 1960, 100 years later, because the Civil War started in America in 1860, 1861, 100 years later in 1960, we have a president, we have a senator elected as president, and he begins to clean house. He begins to get behind the scenes. He begins to reveal all this stuff and tells his brother, who's the attorney general, about all of this to find out some legal way that he can do this without upsetting the whole apple cart of America. And he gets taken out in November 22nd, 1963. in his first term as president. I believe that if that never happened, he would have been reelected for a second term. But that's history, folks. That's history. President John F. Kennedy wanted to clean house, starting with all of the people funding the Federal Reserve, funding the Internal Revenue Service, funding all of these areas. He wanted to clean house. His brother wanted to clean house as well because he knew the connection between the corporate, areas of politics and La Cosa Nostra, or as we know, the mafia. So Attorney General Robert Kennedy wanted to clean house in that area. Well, he was taken out in 1968. I believe two other historical figures were taken out because they knew too much. That would be Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Folks, that's all history. It's all there. In your face. It's obvious. And when you look at things like this, a pastor being told by a high-ranking Republican that they're going to take out Trump, remove Trump suddenly from office. What does that tell you, folks? Rodney Howard-Browne says he spent 3 hours with a senior-ranking member of Congress who told him this. What does that tell you? It's amazing to me, and I don't know, have I overlooked something here? It's amazing to me that people will not accept any of this. Just won't. How in the world can anybody, I'm serious, how can anybody not see this stuff right in front of their face and admit the obvious? Town Hall, I believe it's townhall.com, Slitcher, or S-C-H-L-I-C-H-T-E-R, Slitcher, I don't know. Trump needs to be smart about how he fires Mueller. President must expose Mueller's conflict of interest. Townhall.com. Trump must eventually fire Robert Mueller, a partisan tool carrying water for his establishment pals, as he oversees an utterly corrupt, quote-unquote, investigation where the only person we actually know committed any wrongdoing is his bestest buddy, Jim Comey. But Trump can't just lash out and do it, though it is well within his political and moral right to do so. No, he's got to do it cleverly, with cunning, in the way that shows the American people exactly what Mueller's witch hunt is, and is a flaming dumpster fire of conflicts of interest and contempt of the right of normal Americans to have and say in their own governance. Trump has to set the stage before he pulls the trigger and puts the coup de grace, coup de grace into, now hold on here. Let me just tell you what this town hall writer has to say. Trump has to set the stage before he pulls the trigger and puts the coup de whatever into the temple of this appalling fiasco. The investigation in Trump 2016, Russia involvement, all that, it's all come out as fake. It never happened. Russia's involvement in the election of Donald Trump in the 2016 presidential election. It never happened. There's no evidence. Period. Okay? None. All right? It's all come out. He has to do it so the American people will see and understand why ending this idiocy is so absolutely necessary to preserve our republic, despite the mainstream media's best effort to hide the truth. The mainstream media is not hiding the truth. They're ignoring the truth. There's no hiding there. They're ignoring it. Okay? So I'm going to put that on there, and maybe you can say that French phrase, Coup de grace? Is that what it is? Oh, yeah. See, I knew I'd get it. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. You can send me all your hate mail that you want and tell me I don't know how to speak French. Well, I'm an American. Come on. Anyway, we have an enormous opportunity in America right now to change things, to change the direction and the future of America. We, the people, have that. We have that opportunity. The problem is, and I see this as a problem, the problem is, well, it's twofold problem. Number one, people ignoring the obvious. I beat that dead horse. But the other thing is that people just cannot stand to see this country become positive, become great, become, useful and profitable. They don't want to see that. That's normally the corporations that work overseas that hire people for $2 a day instead of coming back to America and hiring people at $10 to $12 to $15 an hour to do a job. I mean, that's companies, they're greedy, selfish bastards. And we're talking multi-billion-dollar companies. Not the little mom and pops you see on the corner in your city. No. Those people are struggling every day to pay the fees of the over-regulations and all of this, and they're struggling to keep a roof over their head. So I applaud them for doing that. I'm talking corporations. I'm talking the heads of these corporations that make $50, $60, $100 billion a year. These people are they're parasites, folks. Well, geez, you're anti-capitalist. No, I'm not. I am anti-corruption. I am anti-corporation. I am anti, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, these corporate heads that make billions of dollars a year are running Washington, D.C. and telling their corporate shills called congressmen, how to get certain things done, what they want, and all of that. And then they have these liaisons, let me call them what they are, lobbyists, to come in and pay them to do the work. And then they have the controlled opposition, which of course is the special interest groups that fund certain areas that have this whole ideal that if they fund this organization and do this, and if they look good in their boss's eyes, they'll make it up the corporate ladder. Well, I just told you the connected dots there, okay? Where to follow the money. But are you going to ignore it? Are you going to, step aside from your own ignorance and just learn what's going on and just say, hey, wait a minute, something's not quite right here? Anyway, folks, it's just, I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm about ready just to, shake the tree of progressiveness and knock these assholes out of the tree and start kicking their ass. Pardon my French, but that's what we the people need to be doing. Not sitting here going, well, we got to do and this and that person. No, folks. We really need to step up. As Brian Lang says at LiveTruthRadio.com, stand up, speak out, and get involved. That's what we have to do. And unfortunately, too many people are being stopped by other people who want them stopped. This is the easiest way I can explain it. That's just, I'll be back in 2 minutes. This is American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Don't go away. I shall be back right after this. You know what you want. You want the truth. You want the facts without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Distorted Reality. I am your host, Nick Tucker, and I welcome you to the broadcast.
Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. DistortedReality.podbean.com and Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on American Liberty Radio Network.
There's a show that's not afraid to ask questions no one else will ask. Not afraid to say
what no one else will say.
Friday nights at 7 p.m. Listen to Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie, where no topic is off limits. Conspiracy theories, paranormal activities, hoaxes, the unexplained. It's what we talk about. Question everything. Trust no one. Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie. Friday at 7 p.m. on the KCOR Digital Radio Network out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, hello, folks. Welcome back. This is American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. You can email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Tonight, I do other things other than this American Liberty Radio Network podcast. I write and produce and direct original radio plays, that you've heard when you were a kid. I do that, and I love that old-time radio feel of that, and I just, it's exciting. It really is. I like it. So I wrote a sci-fi radio drama, because that's my genre. I love sci-fi, and it's called Mission to Orion. It's on tonight, Monday night, right here on American Liberty Radio Network. It's on New West Radio Theater. You can go to Spreaker.com and look that up, New West Radio Theater, or go to newwestradiotheater.weebly.com tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain. That's 7 p.m. Pacific. 8 p.m. Mountain, you'll hear episodes 5 and 6 of Mission to Orion. So I want to thank all the actors that put their effort into that and volunteered to step up and help me produce and make that. So I thank them very much for doing that. That's Mission to Orion tonight, 8 p.m. Mountain. And that's at newwestradiotheater.weebly.com. Go check that out. Right after that, I'm going to have a live broadcast, a premiere broadcast of New West Radio Theater Backstage. It's live, so I'm going to talk about the trends in podcasting, and I'm going to talk about all the storytelling that's out there. There's plenty of things out there for people to do. As far as podcasting, as far as storytelling, as far as getting out the your entertainment side of things, So I'm going to talk about that, and I'm also going to talk about the future of New West Radio Theater and what we got planned and all of that. So come join me live following Mission to Orion on New West Radio Theater.weebly.com, New West Radio Theater on Spreaker.com. So check it out at 8:30 Mountain Time. That's 7:30 Pacific. So come check it out and let me know what you think. So yeah, if you have any questions, obviously you can ask me there on New West Radio Theater Backstage live at 8:30 Mountain Time, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. And check it out, folks. Let me know what you think. So there you go. A couple other little things that I want to mention as well. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker is on hiatus. He's got a family, folks. He's got to spend time with his family. He can't spend 2, 3, 4 hours doing research and not spend time with the family. You know what I'm saying? So he's got a family. So anyway, Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker is on hiatus for now, and he will, or I will, let you know when he's back on air. So, there you go. There's that. But also, coming back on air, hopefully real soon, would be my friend, Mr. Tom Slick, over at Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Taking a little hiatus because they moved from Kami, California out to the wonderful, state of Georgia. And so they've moved their whole operation. So they've got to set up and do all that. But when they're back on air, obviously you're going to know because I'm going to tell you. So Mr. Tom Slick over at The Morning Brew, the host of The Morning Brew on Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz, will be back on air real soon. Hopefully, like within the next month or so. Hope it's not that long. I hope it's within the next couple of weeks. But I will let you know. He will let you know. He will email me, message me, whatever, to let me know he's back on air, so I will let you know. So go check out Mr. Tom Slick on The Morning Brew on the previous broadcast that he had over at 926 The Blitz. 926theblitz.rocks. That's ROCKS. 926theblitz.rocks. Go check that out. Go talk to all those hosts over there. Email them from over there as well. Frankie May, a bunch of other people, tell them, hey, tell them I said hi from American Liberty Radio Network. There you go. So, and lots of stuff going on. Lots of things going on. I'm going over to 926theblitz.rocks just to tell you what's happening. And my browser sometimes decides to burp right in the middle of going to a website. It decides to, say, I'm not going to work today. And that's really frustrating as well. Yeah, it is. There's been new tunes that they've put up on Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz at 926theblitz.rocks. And you can go over there at 926theblitz.rocks and email Nikki J or Patty Cake or Simone DeHaas or Nathan Morley or Mr. Tom Slick of The Morning Brew. And go email those folks and tell them how awesome that site is. There you go. Yes. 926theblitz.rocks. Check out The Morning Brew with your host, Mr. Tom Slick. There you go, folks. That's a promotion for that. Promotions on the network. That's a shout out. That's pretty much, hey, check this out. If you want to advertise on the network, you can do that because, we can definitely use it, and it's a win-win situation for you and I. So I'm not out to break your advertising budget. So, hey, that's even better, right? So, go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. Check it out. All the information is right there. And if you don't want to advertise, that's cool too. But if you want to support the network, I would appreciate it. There's a Become a Patron link. Yes, become a patron. I will put your name up there and let you know. First name only, by the way. Or you can contribute through PayPal. So there's two links right there on the sponsors page. If you don't want to advertise. If you want to advertise, that's great. Wonderful. Thank you. So appreciate that. But anyway, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. Check that out. Yeah. Let me just go here. Here we go. This is why, and people may or may not agree with this and may disagree with me wholeheartedly about this, but I think former President Obama and all of his cronies should be arrested and thrown in prison. Here's one of the reasons why. Jerome Corsi, Infowars.com, 24th July, 2017. Jerome Corsi, go look him up. If you don't know him, oh my goodness, go look him up. Jerome Corsi, go look him up. Proof positive. Obama administration stole dividends from Fannie and Freddie shareholders. Documents DOJ newly released under court order reveal quote-unquote net worth sweep dividend theft. Oh, now we know how former President Barack Obama took his $4.5 million vacations. Shareholders of Fannie and Freddie, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, after years of discouraging litigation, finally have the proof positive they need to demonstrate at court exactly how the Obama administration stole from them billions of dollars of profits earned by the government-sponsored entities, GSEs. Department of Justice documents newly released under a court order issued by the U.S. Court of Federal Claims Judge Margaret in case involving Fairholme Funds, a company owning shares of the mortgage giants, leave no doubt the Obama administration created a false pretext that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were yet in financial turmoil and lied to Congress, shareholders, and the American public to implement the quote-unquote net worth sweep on August 17th, 2012. I'm going to let you read the rest of that. I know I teased the crap out of you, but hey, go read it, go check it out yourself, go investigate it, go research it, because guess what? It's all part of history. This is why Obama and his cronies need to be in prison. Okay? You may disagree with that, but you show me why you disagree. Show me the proof. Show me the proof why you disagree. Show me. Okay? Because I want to know. Why do you disagree with that? Another person that needs to be seriously reprimanded or put in jail is Debbie Wasserman Schultz. FBI, quote, seized smashed hard drives, unquote, from Wasserman Schultz Pakistani IT guy's home. A Daily Caller reported Sunday night that the FBI recovered a host of smashed hard drives and other computer equipment from his home. Pakistani foreign national Imran Awan, who was hired by Debbie Wasserman Schultz and other Democrats to be their IT guy, is currently under criminal investigation and reportedly is suspected of blackmailing many of them, among a host of other crimes. The Daily Caller reported Sunday night that the FBI recovered a host of smashed hard drives and other computer equipment from his home. Yeah, there's more to read, folks, so check that out. Check that out. Anyway, folks, let me just, I think that's going to be the last article of the day. American Liberty Radio podcasts on Facebook is where you need to go to check out all the articles that I've posted there and talked about. American Liberty Radio podcasts, as in plural. So there you go. Let me just give you a couple of things here. First of all, things are going to be changing for American Liberty Radio Network. Just a tad. I've got some things to look at in August, September. I'm going to look at some options I have and some situations going on, and just see what the opportunities are at that point. And then by September 1st or somewhere around in there, I'm going to tell you what the future of American Liberty Radio Network is. And that's why I look to you to support this network. Okay, just that's one, factor of it. That's one area of it. Other areas, are still open. I'm looking at other options and everything like that. So you're important to this broadcast. If there is anything that you can do to support American Liberty Radio Network, thumbs up to you. I really do appreciate it. I am looking for advertisers. So anybody in the local area, such as the Billings, Laurel, Lockwood area, please send your information over and we'll talk about it and we'll write something up and I'll work it out with you. If there are those people that want promotions those are free, and it's not going to cost you anything. It's a shout out, okay? If you guys have, things that you want me to promote, send that information over too. I'm good with that. PSAs is what they're called. But yeah, they're just, to me, they're shout outs. I just, go from there. But to keep this network on air, so the lights don't go dark around here, as they say, your help is definitely, very much appreciated. So whatever you can do, if you don't want to advertise, that's fine too. I got 2 links that you can help. I mean, that's fine. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. Down below there, you got 2 links. You got to become a patron. I would love for you to do that. And also a donate button with PayPal. So either way, you've got 3 ways to support this network if you so choose to do that. So anyway, around, next month in September, August, September, I've got things to look at. I'm looking at them now, but I've got some deeper stuff to look at. And around the end of September, 1st of October, around in there is when I'm going to make my decision about the future of American Liberty Radio Network. Other than that, other things will stay in place. Other things will still be there, like New West Radio Theater. That's always going to be there. So, just certain things, come down the line. We all have to make decisions in life, don't we? Where to send, what school to send your kids to, where to, whatever, right? We all have to make decisions in our lives, and we all have to either extend where we can if we're able to, or cut back because we can't extend where we want. You know what I mean? So, we all have to make difficult decisions at times, and we go from there. And guess what? Most of the time it works out for the best, So, it's really, it really comes down to that. What is the best option for American Liberty Radio Network? And that's what I'm looking at. So I'm taking time to look at all my options, and around the end of September, October 1st, somewhere around in that area, I'm going to tell you what my decision is. So if you want to support American Liberty Radio Network, great. I would love advertisers. So, if and don't, let me just dispel all the thoughts right now. It's not going to go away permanently. American Liberty Radio Network is not going away permanently, okay? So I'm just saying I need your help to carry me through into the basically till the end of the year, after October. Basically when I make my decision in October, somewhere around the end of September, early October, then yes, we're going to go from there. But if there's options out there for me to do other things, other places, and take this elsewhere, I hope you guys will follow me because you guys are just absolutely fantastic. You guys rock. So I'm looking at that. That's what I'm looking at. It's not going to go away permanently. Don't sit there and go, oh my God, we're not going to. No, I'm just letting you know I got to get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? So around, like I said, September, August, September, I'm going to be looking at some options. And about the end of September, around the 1st of October, somewhere around in that area, I'm going to make my decision. So if you can support this network, become a patron. Drop $1 in the kitty there, man. That's all I'm asking. You got $1? Drop it in there. There you go. You're good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Or at the PayPal link right there. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. So there you go. If you want to advertise, that's even better. It's a win-win situation for both of us. So that's awesome. So consider that as well. American Liberty Radio. .weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. Everything is set up right there. All that's going to change a little bit, but I'm still not out to break your advertising budget. So about October 1st, around in there, that's going to change. So I'm not out to break your advertising budget, so consider advertising on the network. So I need more coffee, folks. How many cups of coffee do you guys have a day? Because I have anywhere between 2 to 3. I wake up, I'm like, oh, I gotta get up. Oh my God. My first cup of coffee out of the way, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of sort of awake, and I know what I'm doing, but I'm not quite there yet. But anyway, yeah. I have at least 2 to 3 cups a day, maybe. And I have one at night, which is really strange because in the morning I'm like really excited, really, I'm grateful. I got my feet on the floor and I'm ready to take the day on it, take it by the horns and just, go on with my day. But at night, somewhere around 8:30, maybe 7:30, 8:30, I have a cup of coffee and like within an hour, I'm like fading. I'm like nodding off on the couch. Does anybody else do that? Because that's just strange to me, man. It's like, well, isn't coffee caffeine? Well, caffeine is a diuretic, so obviously, But yeah, that's strange, Coffee at night puts me to sleep. I don't know. It's weird. I drink Pepsi sometimes, and I get really, lethargic, get really tired. But if I drink Coca-Cola, that's got a smoother taste to it, and I'm kind of jacked up a little bit for a minute, for about a minute. That's about all it lasts. But, yeah, so I don't know. It's really weird. The body does some strange stuff, doesn't it? It does, man. It's like I know people that cannot drink caffeine at all. Cannot drink coffee, sodas, anything with caffeine. It can't because they get really bad allergic reactions to it. How are you allergic to caffeine? Can you tell me that? How is anybody allergic to caffeine? That just doesn't make any sense to me. But, yeah, so American Liberty Radio Network, American Liberty Radio on Spreaker.com, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. That's our backup site. Still working. That's one of the things that I'm going to work on and decide to do in August, September is try to develop a new website for the network. So that's one of the things that's going to cost me a few pennies. So if you can drop $1 or so in the patron kitty, that would be great to help me out. So awesome. You guys rock, man. But lots of stuff going on. Let's see. Well, I said one last article. Let me go here because I like going to Breitbart too, because they're pretty on top of things. And, like I said before, I'm looking to upgrade the studio. I'm looking to upgrade some equipment. So if you guys can, contribute to that, that would be awesome. See, you guys just rock, man. You guys are you're the bomb. I'm telling you. Very fake news. CNN's Tapper claims this is a quote from Tapper. Quote, every intelligent expert, unquote, under Trump, Obama affirms Russia interference. Hold on here. Jake Tapper. During yesterday's, this is from Breitbart.com. This is written by Aaron Klein, 24th July, 2017. This is Breitbart.com. I will put this on American Liberty Radio podcast. During yesterday's State of the Union program on CNN, host Jake Tapper wildly asserted that, quote, every intelligent expert under the Obama administration and under the Trump administration, unquote, agrees with the assessment that Russia attempted to interfere in the 2016 presidential election. Tapper did not explain how he concluded that, quote, every intelligence expert, both under the Obama administration and under the Trump administration, unquote, made such an assessment. No known survey has been conducted among, quote, every intelligent expert under Obama administration and under the Trump administration, unquote, to determine whether they agree with the Russian interference charges. It is also not clear what qualifies an individual to be considered, quote unquote, an intelligence expert. Tapper also misleadingly asserted that the alleged Russia interference was affirmed in a, quote, unanimous consensus of the intelligence community, unquote. The U.S. intelligence community consists of 17 agencies, but only 3 assess charges that Russia interfered in the 2016 presidential election. Former CIA Director John Brennan previously testified about the highly compartmentalized nature of the assessment within those 3 agencies, the FBI, the CIA, and the National Security Agency. Let me just put this on the American Liberty Radio podcast page. American Liberty Radio podcasts on Facebook. And go see what Jake Tapper is alleging. Because I can tell you right now, and there is ample proof for this, so you will find it. There was no Russian interference or anything of that nature in the 2016 election of President Donald Trump, period, end of sentence, done. I do not care what you idiots out there have to say as far as the contradictions that you want to implement in your discussion about that with me. I don't care what you say. All you naysayers out there think that Russia was involved in electing President Trump. You people are complete idiots. Okay, that's just the way it is. So anyway, on that note, let me remind you, I have other things that I do, and that would be New West Radio Theater. And you may want to go check that out as well tonight, because I will have a live broadcast at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern, 8:30 Mountain Time of the New West Radio Theater backstage, talking about trends in podcasting and the future of New West Radio Theater. And also after episodes 5 and 6 of Mission to Orion, starting at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. So a half hour after that, you'll hear me live right there on New West Radio Theater on Spreaker.com and at newwestradiotheater.weebly.com. newwestradiotheater.weebly.com. So, yes. Hey, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to support the network, please let me know at American Liberty Radio at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. Ask me anything you want. No question is off limits. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. It's as simple as that, folks. I'm not only direct in your face, but I'm as simple as can be, because I like things that are simple, that are, 1 + 1 = 2. There you go. How much more simpler can it be? So anyway, folks. Also, check out a friend of mine, Mr. Brian Lang, over at LiveTruthRadio.com. LiveTruthRadio.com. I'm also putting together a podcast about, let's just say, I'm going to be talking to my friends who are Christians. So I'll just leave it there and tease you with that. I'm going to give you some history. I'm going to give you who did what, where, when, why, how, and how much influence our fractured ancient documents have, how much of an influence they've been to the American society in the last, 1,000 years or so. So, yeah, I'm going to put that podcast together. I'm working on bits and pieces of it now. So, yeah. So, there you go. It's not going to be live. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But, yeah. So, there you go. I got that coming up. So, anyway. This is American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. That's our backup site. Working on the main site. Trying to put something together for that. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. And it's just one of those days, folks. It's Monday, the 24th of July, 2017. You guys completely rock. If you want to support the network, hey, I would appreciate it very much. I will talk to you guys later because I got things to do today. So... outside of the studio. So I will talk to you guys later. You guys rock. This is American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com, sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS.